Okay, so I got this power supply on eBay. It's cheap enough. I mean, it's for $7. What you're about to see is hardly worth the effort that I'm now putting into this thing because it arrived DOA and the seller wrote back to me and said, read the instruction manual. Well, as you can tell, it's very complicated. You have to plug it into the wall and then plug it into the target device. You know, if you don't know, if you don't have a degree in electronics, don't try this at home. uh, anyway, I wrote back to him and I told him in detail. I mean, I'm talking about like, saying I plugged it into a 110 volt AC US standard outlet and I took the positive probe of my digital voltmeter, inserted it into the center positive conductor of the output connector, and took the negative probe and put it on the shield or sleeve of your output connector and read 0 volts. Well, anyway, he wrote back to me and said, can you send me a video of what you're doing? So, you know, here's the seller that I got this from. And I just noticed, if you take a look at this seller's ratings, he's also got his share of issues here. These are just in the past month, his negative responses on eBay. So buyer beware. But anyway, I'm going to show you the video. Actually, this video is for him. He wanted a video of the problem. So, used to be a TV show called You Asked For It. So here you go. You asked for it. Let's jump right in. By the way, this is an unedited video. The camera work might be a little sloppy, but that was deliberate because I wanted to show that there was no editing, no tricks, no fake information involved. It's just right on the fly. The way you see it, the way I took it, is the way I'm presenting it. All right, this might seem a little funny. We're in the kitchen, but I'm doing this deliberately because I want to show you that this is, in fact, just a regular household circuit. I'm not in some laboratory somewhere where I'm manipulating the voltages or playing games. Here's my little malt machine. It works fine, and it's plugged into the same outlet that we're going to be using. This is the power supply I bought on eBay. It's not a network switch. I put labels on my power supply so I know what devices they control, because you end up with a whole bunch of power supplies plugged in, and then if you ever have to move, you get them all mixed up. I'll just slap it on here. These are the network switches that we're going to be talking about later. Anyway, this really is the network switch. But we'll get into that later. So let's dig right into the problem with this thing I got on eBay. First, let's take a look and prove to you that we have a standard United States 110. They call it 110. It's 110 to 130, 115, 125. There it is. You see? 122 volts AC. If you can see that. And that's the outlet we're going to be using. Okay? So now, off to the power supply. Whenever I have that label on here, I always call it a network switch. Off to the power supply that we got on eBay. We plug that in to the known good outlet, and we plug that into, that's a 48 volt power supply. This is a 48 volt, if I can get a focus, come on, 48 volt, if you can see that, network switch, okay? And we're going to plug in to that, and we have nada, not a thing. Completely dead. See, there's no power light here. All right, let's try this other network switch. I got two of them. Here's another one. Let's try this one. Same thing, same switch, 48 volts. Plugged in, nothing, see? Completely dead. not even a power light. It's plugged in good all the way, and we're plugged in from here, see, to here, to the outlet. Nothing. Now, let's go upstairs to my little workshop and take a little more detailed look at what's going on here. Okay, so what I want to do at this point is show you that the network switches are okay. They're not shorted, they're not dead. These are working units, and I will prove that to you right now. So the first thing we'll do is we'll take a look at our source right here. Actually, here, let me plug the power supply into the top one so it's out of the way. So here's our source, and if you can see this light up, that means we have a live circuit. There's no equipment ground here, but that's okay. This is a 2-wire plug anyway, so that doesn't even have a ground. And if you want to know about the circuit itself, this is just an extension cord. This just goes to the outlet in the house, but I'll go ahead and show you the voltage that we have here is, in fact, if you can see that, we got 122.3 volts or so AC. It's a perfectly good United States standard AC outlet. Okay, network switches run on 48 volts. I only have a 30 volt power supply. I don't know if you can see that from there. This is at max. Okay, I don't have enough juice, so I'm going to put a 12 volt battery in series with it. So that should give me roughly 45 volts total. It should be enough. It's supposed to be 48. I think 45 will probably do it. So I'm going to just go from the positive lead here to the negative lead of the battery. And then I'll take an easy clip here. The negative here to the power supply, if you can see what I'm doing. It's not very complicated. We're just in series. And I'll show you what's going on. Take the meter, put it on AC. I don't know if you can see it, I'll hold it up. But from the negative to the positive, where I'm going to connect, yeah, there we go. We got 46 volts. So all we did was just increase our voltage here so we can, I think this thing will probably run, I haven't tried it, I think it'll run at 46 volts. And so we got a little pigtail here. This is a 2.5 by 5.5. This will plug right into the network switch, and we'll connect the leads here. Okay, so we got our negative lead here. And we need a positive lead. So we'll use an easy clip. And we'll make a positive lead here. Okay, so we got 45 volts on here. Plug this into our network switch. And if you can see, we have a green light here. You can see when I plug it in, the thing reacts. See? Network switch is actually very good. Not a problem. And let's look at the other one. Plug this one in. There we go. Okay, so these are good. There's nothing wrong with these. These are perfectly good. They're not shorted, they're not dead, they're fine. Okay, let's get this power supply out of the way just so we can clear the room a little bit. Now, we'll take this power supply from eBay. Here we go. And we'll plug it to the same outlet. and we'll plug into the same network switch. There we go. Looks pretty dead to me. And that's all the way in. Let's try this one. Nothing there. All right, shall we take a look at the voltage on the connector? Why not? Oops. Oh, I hate when I do that. Sorry for bumping the camera. Okay, we're going to go in to the positive and hold it firm, and the negative. I got those things held tight, and I got 0 volts. There's nothing here. There's nothing on this connector. It's 0 volts. This is the connector that goes to the power supply. It goes to our AC, which is a working AC outlet. It's a good outlet. I don't know if you saw that. Lights up. Okay. I don't know what else you want from me, guys. This thing's dead.